Most problems people deal with is stem from home training. Like, you ain't got no mother and a father in the house to give you proper love, right? Like, to actually care about what you got going on. And you ain't gonna treat people the same way as you get older because it's not within your integrity. Integrity is a base motion off action. So it's like saying whatever you do in your private time when ain't nobody around is how it's gonna be when you around people. Like, that shit is just gonna come out you because that's what you are, right? So for the most part, people don't know people's true insides. You don't know what a person really went through or where they come from. And then you give these same people opportunity to sit at a form of a table of quality. And then you ask yourself years later why things don't turn out certain ways, or why that energy is multiplied by 10 through people who just so impressionable by certain circumstances of worldly actions. It's like infestation. And because people make their own choices of what they think is right or wrong or what they think is good, you kind of like miss out on the qualities of what you're supposed to have been cultivating to grow, to give benefit to a person for a way out. You can't have nothing until you fix the problem that you have first. Otherwise, you carrying that same negative energy wherever you go. Wherever you go, you're going to carry that. And for the most part, you got more people in the world without the right quality than you do with people with the right quality. And this goes for women and men. In the same breath, people want to sound like they know what's right. They want to sound like they're not without, or they don't have the qualities. They want to sound like, yeah, I'm good enough. Well, if you don't put the work on yourself, you'll never be good enough. That's where the truth come in at. That builds off your integrity, full circle. So your integrity is important. It's what you are as an individual. It's what you do in your personal time. So when you are around people, you don't got to put on a mask and fake like you somebody else. You see what I'm saying? You really are that individual. You really are that stand-up person. And then you also got to be mindful, because when you strong in your character and you did the work on yourself, and then you around people who know that work and they know they should have put it in themselves, they're going to do everything to make sure that the light don't get shined on you. It's not going to get shined on you because they feel some type of way about not putting the work in on themselves. So if they don't want to lose a standpoint, or if they don't want to lose a place and position, or if they don't want to lose the quality that people falsely put on them, but lack thereof of information, you know what they do? They lie. That's where manipulation and shit come from. Every characteristic trait is a spinoff of another characteristic trait. So if you can imagine, in the beginning of time, it was one characteristic trait that spun off to everything that we got in existence right now, then you can clearly understand how deep we are in this bullshit. You know, everybody needs somebody, right? But they scared to need themselves. Because if you're going to walk around and say, well, oh, the propaganda states this is quality or this is value, and you wasn't able to obtain certain things, you know what that do? It put a wrench in your mind, and it messes up things of how you look, or how you feel about yourself. So therefore, you got to capitalize off other people's righteousness. And then people say, oh, you not this, or you not that, or you don't have enough of this. I'm about to break something down to you real quick. And it's just as literal as this. Spiritual value don't have a body. Worldly action has a body. So in the same concept, If you want to understand what the true purpose is, keeping your temple healthy is so therefore you can merge your spirit with it. That's the only way your spirit is going to merge with your physical, if your temple is right. Understand what I'm telling you, because it's all visual. Most of the things you speak, hear, and see, that's food for those particular attributes. Like your ears eat words. Your eyes and your mind eat false visuals. You see what I'm saying? You smell smells, which attract you to things that make you think is good. When you think it's good for you, when in fact it's just satisfying that physical thing. You don't even know what your soul actually likes. Have no clue what your soul likes because you only entertain your physical body. Now, from birth, you come in understanding because your spirit is speaking louder than your physical can at the present moment as a child. But then in the same right, people are trying to grow you into a physical being, which is changing the integrity on what the soul's supposed to do with the physical body. So now when you get older, you got to destroy everything you think about building up the physical body just to inhabit your own personal soul, because at that point you lost. And you doing anything you can to put your hands on something tangible because you have no soul or no spirit to enhance your spirituality. And you could tell by the actions. That's where they get that term, it's the fruit you bear. That goes in things you create. That goes in how you speak and how you carry yourself, not just what you put out. That goes in everything you touch, because everything you touch is a creation, especially if you're involved in it. Ideas and emotion bring forth manifesting. So even in relationships, things fall short, that lack thereof of an individual, how they feel for themselves. But now they're not going to tell you what they feel for themselves. They're going to manipulate a value to make sure that they don't lose they place as far as how you perceive them as an individual. Yo, shit is real and it gets super deep. And these are the conversations that people will never really want to talk about and never have. You know why? Because it's something that'll rattle the cage. Like you can't, why you think people be like, yo, I don't want to hear no knowledge. I don't want to build like that. I don't want to talk like that. Because it has nothing to do with the manipulation conversation that they have to keep themselves in a placement. It doesn't mesh with that conversation. So if you start talking like that, you take them somewhere they don't want to be. And then you got to ask yourself why you don't want to be there. The mind should be apt to want to learn everything. That's true fear. A person looking at their real self. I ain't gonna even hold y'all right now. I just wanted to drop this jewel real quick. You already 1